Hi, my name is Rukmini. I have been a regular speaker at the Help Library for several years now. My professional work traverses both the business and social spaces. With businesses from across the world, I work on leadership development, and in the social space, I work as a peace builder and as a peace educator in conflict zones. The common theme across both of these spaces is that of mental health and emotional health, both of which, as a psychologist, are very close to my heart. So, this talk is the first of a three-part series on resilience, and we are putting this out in our effort to promote content that may support you to cope with the crisis that's brought about in the face of COVID-19. So today I'll focus on what is resilience. In common parlance, in the regular language that we use, resilience is often interpreted as being strong. So when one is resilient, one is expected to be strong and brave and unbreakable all the time. And here's where I want us to reassess our understanding of the term. Resilience is not about putting on a mask of bravery. It is about taking stock of reality, of your specific reality in a given moment, and to respond accordingly. And therefore, if your reality happens to call for you to drop everything and take rest, then that's what a resilient response is about. So in this talk, I'll take you through a simple framework that teaches us what resilience is. As you can see, it is a cycle. It is the ability to move along various states of energy, of emotions that we find ourselves in at different times in our life. For example, sometimes we are in the performance zone. We feel charged, we feel ready to act, and more often than not, this is the space in our regular lives, in our work or in our study that we are paid for, we are appreciated, or we are rewarded. And at the same time, for us to keep this up, we need to, from time to time, recharge. And recharge is the space where we are okay to engage with others in a social setting, perhaps even engage with ourselves through a hobby or a recreational activity. Now, you'll note that in the world as we know it, or we knew it at least, we were expected to toggle between these two states, right? For they are usually perceived as being productive and therefore positive states of being. Having said that, we are products of nature, much like everything else that we see around us. And nature works in cycles. So after the spring, there's summer, and then there's autumn, and there's winter. And this is essential for the planet to be able to sustain us. So nature does not resist going into autumn. It does not resist when leaves fall off the trees. We, however, do. We created a social and an economic system where we don't quite appreciate a breakdown. We don't allow ourselves to pause even when we feel quite stressed. And hence, sometimes when our energy, our physical, mental, emotional, spiritual energy goes really low and we keep fighting it, we end up experiencing what could have been a very natural breakdown as a burnout, as depression, or as other debilitating physical ailments. And sometimes that state is so tough that we wish to escape from it all. Hopefully, if we trust ourselves and we have a support system within us and around us, we will slowly inch back into survival. In the survival space, we are usually still scared, unsure of how to deal with the world again. But at some point, we get accustomed to it and we move back into action, into a new performance zone. Now, here's what I want to emphasize about this framework. You can be resilient anywhere in this cycle. It's not about being in the upper hemisphere all the time. You can be in the lower hemisphere and be perfectly okay, have a complete breakdown, face your fears, and yet know that eventually the cycle will turn up. Trusting that is resilience. In the second talk in this series, I will share with you a tool that will help you assess various areas of resilience that you can build in your lives. So watch out for that in this space. Until then, take care.